Hey guys, today I am reacting to Hong Kong's $18 billion airport expansion explained. So I'm thinking this should be pretty damn interesting. I like airports, and expanding airports. I mean, on a tiny area like Hong Kong, that's interesting. Although a lot of Hong Kong is just underdeveloped because they want to preserve the mountains, it also makes real estate more expensive. They kind of want it to be that way. At least from what I've read. So, should be pretty interesting. Hong Kong's $18 billion airport expansion explained. Let's get into it.
In the 1990s, Hong Kong needed to replace its outdated airport. The only problem was the same problem that always comes up in a densely developed city that's surrounded by mountains. Where do you put it? Well, the answer was actually to make the city bigger, and Hong Kong reclaimed 10 square kilometres of ocean before building what was then the world's largest airport terminal on top of it. 20 years later, that airport is itself now approaching capacity, and $18 billion is being spent to expand it and the city once again.
Updating and improving and just maintaining your infrastructure is super important. I mean, if you want to stay where you are, it really is. I mean, the US should really expand its infrastructure as well, in my opinion, and maintain and improve it.
When it opened in 1998, Hong Kong International Airport was one of the most advanced in the world. Built on a man-made island, the buildings and transport connections were world-class, while a dual runway layout let 28 million passengers pass through the airport in its first year alone. Handed back to China by the British in 1997, Hong Kong was uniquely positioned to act as a bridge for Western companies looking to get into those emerging Chinese markets. This, and the fact that it sits less than 5 hours flight from nearly half the world's population, pushed passenger and freight volumes to the extreme. The construction of a satellite concourse and second terminal in 2007, as well as a midfield concourse in 2011, didn't really solve the problem, and the need to think a bit bigger became clear. After a 3-year study and a rejected plan to try and increase the airport's capacity by simply improving operational efficiency, a new 3-runway system was adopted. The immense project known as Master Plan 2030 is basically like constructing an entirely new airport next to the existing one. There'll be a 3.8-kilometre new runway on reclaimed land, enabling 100 million passengers and some 9 million tonnes of cargo to pass through the airport each year. Once complete, the new runway will take over operations from the existing North Runway while it's reconfigured to allow Runway 3 arrivals to access Terminal 1 without having to cross the centre runway. A 280,000 square metre new passenger concourse will support it, linking to a reconfigured and expanded Terminal 2 by a 2.6-kilometre extension to the Automated People Mover, or APM. Running between Terminal 2 and the new concourse, the APM will transport up to 10,800 passengers each hour. Behind the scenes, there'll also be a new $500 million high-speed baggage handling system that can move bags 3 times faster, and smart tech to streamline the departure process.
Seems like they got so many intricate steps planned out, and they just really planned ahead well. The planning looks great.
With an additional 30 million passengers using the airport each year, the existing road and transport systems will be expanded, increasing connections to the city proper and mainland China. To accommodate all this, a further 6.5 square kilometres of land will be reclaimed from the sea, directly north of the existing airport. Due to environmental concerns over contaminated soil and increased shortages of materials like marine sand, the land will be built with a process known as deep cement mixing. This involves injecting cement into soft or contaminated soil, stabilising it and removing the need for environmentally damaging dredging to take place, before material is added to raise the land above sea level. With the land reclamation phase now nearing completion, work on the above-ground infrastructure is about to start. Despite the collapse in international travel during 2020 and the ongoing uncertainty, work has progressed, and passenger numbers are expected to return to pre-pandemic levels well before the project's completion in 2024. Set to contribute 4.6% of Hong Kong's entire GDP by 2030, this aviation mega-project is the key to the city's future competitiveness and role in the global economy. This video was powered by Bluebeam. You can learn more about that in the link below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to get more from the definitive video channel for construction, make sure you're subscribed to the B1M.
Interesting stuff, honestly. I found that really enjoyable. It's just, infrastructure is one of the most important things, and we often overlook it, but we really should be looking into it like this. And it's really fascinating. Let's read some of the comments. Okay. Looks like I have a double dessert for my lunch break today. A slice of apple pie and a tasty B1M video. Hahaha. This was so fascinating to watch as an aviation geek. Excellent job and fantastic animations. I can't wait to see what this expansion leads to service-wise. I've been to many cities around the world: NY, Tokyo, Singapore, Shanghai, LA, Miami, Chicago, London, and I can say that Hong Kong is by far the most fascinating one I've ever seen. The combination of skyscrapers with the mountains full of jungle and a bit cut off, but yeah. The fact that you can go from HK and nearly reach half the world's population within a 5-hour flight is incredible. My mount literally hit the floor. That is absolute insanity. The day to night time lapse at the end was beautiful. I went to Hong Kong a few years ago, and I was amazed by the quality of the infrastructures, especially the airport, which is literally so impressive to see it from a plane. Flying into Hong Kong airport is amazing. It really is quite impressive to walk through a terminal and think about how it is completely built on a man-made island. I visited Hong Kong back in May 2018, made some great memories and met a lot of interesting people in that city. I hope to go back one day. The public transport is fantastic too. Yeah, the public transportation is amazing in Hong Kong. I think they have one of the best or the best train system or subway. So yeah, makes a lot of money too. This airport is massive. It's like a day tour. I did my undergrad in civil engineering, and one of our professors, Malcolm Jaros, was one of the engineers. I used to love the stories he used to tell us about the airport. I liked the airport when I visited 7 years ago. Now that their airport is getting an upgrade, I want to visit the city again. I wonder if it's going to be able to compete with Changi Airport in Singapore. Oh man. Anyway, this is awesome. I really enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And comment down below with your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.